The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the December 21st, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this, during this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial in at 877-927-6648. Now, if you can't dial in, but you still have a question, you can always send me an email. For that, you send to Steve at TFNN.com. And if you'd be kind enough in that subject heading to put radio show question, that would be very helpful. Of course, inside our Tiger's Den, well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on a wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, I got all the U.S. indices trading to the upside. Dow's up 543 points, about 1 7/10%. 1 6/10 for the S&P or 63 points. 1 7/10 for the NASDAQ, 187 points. Russell's up nearly 1 9/10 or 32 points. So we got a nice rally going on. The spot volatility index is well below its 50-day exponential moving average. Gold is up $1. Silver's down 6 pennies. Lights we crude up $1.65. Natural gas up 12 cents, and the 30-year Treasury trading out at 128.08. That's up 5 ticks. Leading the charge, dollar-wise, the upside, you got Madrigal Pharmaceuticals up $25. That's 10%. BlackRock up $22, 3%. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals up 3% or 19. Mercado Libre up $20, a little over 2%. Broadcom up 17, that's 3% to the upside. To the downside, it is Cal-Avo Growers down 13%. That's off $4. AAR Corp is off $3 or 7%. The others are just ETFs that are trading. Palo Alto Networks down about 1.5% or $2. So we've got some movers and we've got some shakers. So what's going on inside the market? Well, first thing to report to you today is we do have new profiles that are attempting to form. For the ES Mini, it's a bullish structured profile, the bottom of which is at 38.41. The center's at 38.78. The top is at 39.54. Because it's a bullish structured profile, it should have retained that character at day's end. A close above 38.78 really increases the odds that price will go target the top of that profile, 39.54. Rahul, you're asking me what the ES upside levels are? It's very simple. It's 39.54. It's the top of that daily profile. Now, intraday, we're going to see some jostling around, I would believe, but that's the target for the ES Mini. Again, watch that 38.78 level. If you take a look at the NQ, that's the upper right-hand panel chart out there. Let me make sure I'm on the right thing. I am good. On the upper right-hand corner, you've got a new profile that is also attempting to form. Also bullish in structure. Bottom at 11,173. Center at 11,302. Top at 11,561. That says, Raul, a close above 11,302 for the NQ is going to suggest a run to 11,562. In the case of the Dow is approaching the top of its daily profile. It's also bullish in structure. A close above the top of that, which would be 33,702, would add to the idea that, okay, well, it's got a consolidation measure move to the downside, but it doesn't care. A close above the top of that profile, 33,702, and that's the target. We're at 33,641 right now. That would be a very bullish outcome. And last but not least, a bullish structured profile for the Russell 2000. The bottom of which is at 1748. The center is at 1765. The top at 1853. A close today above 1765 suggests a move up to the 1853 level. So even though I've gone ahead and I've removed the consolidation breakdown levels just to make it clearer for each of you, the other thing that we can see inside the NQ is that today could be rejection of that October 13th swing point with a close above 11,252. So if that's the case, what's going on inside the index ETFs? I don't know. Since I asked the question, you should know the answer to the question before you ask it. Here we can see that the top of that October 13th candle session, this is the QQQs that we're looking at, is up at the 270.17 level. Volume there was 112 million shares. Volume yesterday, the day before, and the day before that, all light volume compared to that swing point. So today, a close above 270.17 inside the QQQ ETF will generate a confirmed rejection of a swing point on lighter volume. If you can't bust them to the downside, price will try to bust them to the upside. Now, inside the Qs themselves, they are also forming a new profile. Now, their profile will take hold. I don't have to wait till 6 o'clock tonight. And that says that the QQQ may want to make its move to the top of that profile, and that's at 287.90. No reason really for us to, although we do have new profiles out here, you guys can capture those on your screen just by taking a look at my data box. So if you capture that, you'll have the new profiles for the SPY, the diamonds, the Qs, and the IWM out there. So that's what's being displayed right now. So we got new profiles. So that's important because it's helpful to understand both where support and resistance is. In fact, that is really key. Oh, Steve-O, you sound so bullish out there. No, I'm just telling you what the market is communicating to you and I. It's not me that's sounding bullish. It's what the market is doing. Let's see what happens at the end of the day. So are there any pitfalls? Are there any roadblocks that are out here? Well, let's go take a look at let's start by taking a look at the ES Mini. Well, first to answer that question, the answer to that question is yes. As bullish as things seem at this stage here, just a counter trend move. If we look at what's going on from let's get to the S&P 500 here. If we take a look at what's going on from a market breadth standpoint, I take that back. Things have improved quite a bit. So the only negative market breadth that we have out here is on the daily time frame, and it's pretty close. There's 78 instruments trading above the top of a daily profile, 104 below. But you've got bullish. A bullish TAS market breadth out here for the 60, the 240, and the weekly. So it's really a suggestion that the rally should extend itself, I believe, at least through tomorrow, perhaps even the following day out there. If we take a look at what the market, am I on the right screen? Oh my goodness, Steve-O, how did you do that? My apology, folks. Thought we were on the white background screens, and voila, turns out we're not. Here you go. Now you can see the TAS market breadth. 60-minute, you can see it's in the green zone. Same with the 240, same with the weekly. It's just that daily time frame. Again, here you've got 78 above, 104 below. That gives you the bearish market breadth. So if that ever clears itself, then it's free sailing up to the top of those profiles. If we take a look at what's going on inside the NDX 100, you are just simply, it's a very mixed bag out here. You're only bullish out here. The only bullish signals coming from the 60-minute time frame. So let's just keep that feather in our cap at this stage to remember that. So we've got the S&P is looking better than the NQ or the NASDAQ 100 right now. Now let's go change over and take a look at those white background charts, see if there's any kind of warning signals out there. Oh, I see what I did. Or what I didn't do, really. So now let's do it here. Let's make sure we change to the right area. And so now you should see our 8-panel ES mini charts out there. So the only signal of caution that we can see at this moment in time is coming from the 30-minute time frame chart out here. The 30-minute ES will form bar number 8 in another 16 minutes out there. That says you could see a short-term top form between 11:30 and 12:30 today. But do the other 30-minute profiles, the other 30-minute charts confirm TD9 count tops? Let's go find out. We'll get back from this break.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kakestat's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kakestat breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the ES Mini before we went to that break out there. And I said, let's go take a look at the other 30-minute charts, which we're going to. But before we do that, the other thing that stuck out at me was you are in bar number 8 on the 4-hour time frame chart. Now, this bar number 8 candle does not complete until 2 p.m. And so there's a potential for an intermediate, a short-term top that would occur between 2 p.m. And really, I'd have to go with between 2, and this is a wide range out here, between 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. So it can be 9, 6, 10 p.m. this evening out there. But anyway, so the reason I point that out is because these are the 2 time frames that have any kind of topping signal. I see something on a 10-minute chart, but I'm not going to focus in on that. So now let's go look at the others, because what you like to see, it's going to be a bottom or a top. You'd like to see some synergy out there, at least 2 or 3 of the 4, if not all 4, showing the same kind of signal. So let's go check out the other 30-minute charts. I don't know what they show, but here are the 30-minute chart patterns that are going to pop up on our screen. So the upper left-hand corner is the ES Mini, and that is the only one with a bar number 8. So the other instruments, equity futures, NQ, YM, Russell 2000, they're not supporting that idea of a short-term top. But this will be helpful to us to understand who's driving the boat here. Is it the NQ? Is it the ES Mini? Is it the Dow? Is it the Russell? Well, what we do know is that inside in the ES Mini out here, if its TD9 count takes hold and starts moving lower, then we'll know it's the ES Mini that's driving things. However, at the moment, and it's too early to say, this is a 30-minute chart. We've got 10 more minutes to go. You do have a shooting star candle out here. And Jim in the Tiger's Den was talking about an A to B equals CD pattern inside the ES Mini. And as you can see here with the stair-step program that we've got out here, Jim, there's several that we can draw in here. The one that I would draw in, there's really one of 2. So just take a look at the 30-minute chart out here. So here at the A point, that's pretty easy to identify. The question is on the B point, do you use this high out here? This high is at 7:30 this morning. within the pull, which is a good one to use. So that's one. The second one, and I'm going to draw this out here too at the same time, we'll just move them around, is simply, and you have to be able to utilize multiple, or you should utilize multiple A to B equals CD patterns when they present themselves. So the A point is easy. So now the question is, was it at wave number 7, right out here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? This was yesterday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that the B point? If that was the B point, I'm just simply going to go then to the lowest low that occurs after that B point out there. That would take us right to here, Jim. And now what you can see is that this is the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. And I apologize, I can't get to Larry's 3880.99 or 3888, whatever that number is. I haven't, and I'll show you I haven't been able to get there. But here's one A to B equals CD. Now the reason to show this to you is that A to B equals CD patterns do not come, only 60% of the time, approximately, are they going to do a 1-to-1 move. The other 40% of the time, they're going to do more than that. How do we know? About the easiest way to know is that the price will continue to move higher until there's a bearish reversal candle. So even though so selling the 1-to-1s on the A to B equals CD patterns, even though maybe you've got a 60-40 edge out there, you're going to get your arse handed to you if you do that. Instead, wait for confirmation. Or at least I suggest wait for confirmation, because the market's job is to communicate to us. So right now, we may get a shooting star candle that is out here. Now that was the larger A to B equals CD pattern. This would be the smaller one. So if I go from that first line that we draw, Jim, then it's pretty easy to figure out where we would put the C point, because it's the lowest low that takes place after that high. I don't know why the system won't let me grab it. There we go. And that would look like this. Now that high out here was at about 38.68. So when I said I couldn't get to your 38.88 level, I can't come up with a way to do that. Doesn't really matter. Now, in that case there, that A to B equals CD pattern, that did complete when you got that bearish engulfing candle that formed out here at 2,200 hours. But that was last night. So we were talking about something, I think, from this morning out there. So now I'm really confused. But it doesn't matter. At this stage of the game, let me get us to our current bar out here. At this stage of the game, the larger A to B equals CD is the one that's in play as we speak right now. If we do get a bearish reversal candle in another 8 minutes, which would be a shooting star, it looks like it could be a shooting star, that would then suggest a retracement back to the 38.89. Now, the reason why I went through that whole dissertation was we don't have TD9 count tops on the other 30-minute equity future contracts. But what we may have, and what we likely have out there, is we likely have A to B equals CD patterns. So if I'm just going to draw on the A to B point out here, then I'm just going to simply move that to the C point so we can see where the 1-to-1 is at. So that would look like this. You can see we're at that. We're above the 1-to-1 level. So if the NQ were to generate a bearish reversal candle on a 30-minute pace, that would give you a confirming top. I imagine we have that exact same pattern, but let's not imagine. Let's go confirm it inside the Dow and the Russell 2000. Let's draw in again that A to B point out here. We'll go right to that letter G. Let's go ahead and move that to the low that occurs after that G and after that B point that we've got. That's going to be right here. You can see we are now at the 1-to-1. So again, if we get bearish reversal candles for the 30-minute time frames, right now you only got them for the ES, actually for the YM. But we'll come back and take a look at this in about 6 minutes. Those, if we get topping signals, it would be the A to B equals CD patterns for the NQ, the Russell, and the Dow, and could be a TD9 count top for the 30-minute chart. It still has to form bar number 9, which means that price would have to close above. This would be the 9th bar. This would be the bar coming into noon. It would still have to close above 38.75.50 out there. The 240-minute chart was the other time frame that was identifying the potential for a topping signal. So now as we take a look at its time frame, we can see that the Dow is in bar number 9, the Russell's in bar number 9, the ES is in bar number 8, and the NQ is in bar number 6 out there. So we've got a little bit more uniformity here between the Dow and the Russell 2000, and with the ES being 1 bar behind, we're pretty close. So we'll watch for TD9 counts there. Now, bar number 9 here for the Dow and for the Russell, they're going to complete at 2 p.m. It won't be till the close that they generate the bar following bar number 9. So you could see a higher high there. And that would indicate then that coming into today's close, the market continues to, maybe move higher out there. But what it would indicate is that we wouldn't really see any kind of selling until perhaps when the futures open back up at about 6 o'clock. But we've got a lot of time left in the day, so a lot can happen out here. And we need to see how these charts continue with the patterns that are in place. But they are going to get bar number 9 for the Dow and for the Russell 2000. So I hope that helps you out, gives you an idea as to what the markets are doing. Again, those daily time frames are suggesting those bullish structured profiles out there. That price wants to go target the top of the profile. The one that we really want to be paying attention to is going to be the Dow, because it's the one that is closest to getting up towards that level. In the meantime, we've got a couple of questions that have come in. I don't think there was anything inside the Tigers den. I hope I haven't overlooked anything, but if I have, somebody will remind me, I hope. Let's go take a look at the first question that has come in. This one is from Hector and Patty. And Hector and Patty want to take a look. Oh, by the way, while we're here at the chart for Apple, my apology, Hector, just since I've got the Apple charts up here, let me just share with you that Apple is confirming a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern. Today's candle, so we had wave number 7 yesterday. You had the Rhodes Momentum Indicator that was a pattern that was triggered. But today you're going to get that confirmation of you'll get a confirmation of a three-river morning star. That should at least take price up to the 137.94 level. That's its oscillator and change zone. Above that, you should see Apple make the move to 142.18. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We get right back. We go take a look at ticker symbol PCTY. That's for Hector and Patty. We'll be right back.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charted software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 533, S&P 59, NASDAQ 170. We're taking a look at ticker symbol PCTY. This is for Hector and Patty. This is Paylocity Holdings out there. They are long. What you're getting today, Hector and Patty, is a Wave 7 signal out here. That is letter G. Now, that will not get confirmed until we see a higher low, which could come tomorrow, and that can be a bottom signal. It's a very small portion of the Chapman wave. Right now, price is trying to get back inside its daily profile. It is back above the bottom of that profile, which is 197.06. So you're 197.42. You're actually trading at 198.78. My apology. I'm getting a little bit of a delay here on this screen. Now, 198.78, that is putting it right smack dab at its oscillator and change line at 198.84. So if this can close above 198.84 today, that will be a positive, Hector, and that would, Patty, and that would suggest that price might make its way to the top of that profile at the 218.51 level out there. This price did also pull back to 193.96. That was or 36 out there. That was its TD9 count breakout level. So that was occurring at the same time that it made that wave number 7 signal. That's what the daily time frame chart. So you're up about 2%, or a little over 2% as we speak right now. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart for Paylocity, what we don't have here is any kind of a bottom signal. What you want to watch for, because you are long, is if this closes below last week's low. Last week's low out there was 196.50. That wouldn't be a good signal at all, and would suggest actually lower price. Now, there may be support out here. Yeah, that's not support. It's swing point support, if you will, at 192.77. So watch, it's only Wednesday. Watch the close come Friday. But the weekly chart doesn't really look that great. It's below its red oscillator and change line. It's below the bottom of its profiles. And that would suggest that if this low here fails, Hector and Patty, price will make its way to the 173.86, 184.78 level. That is the bullish structured monthly profile. On an intraday basis, which means on a 30-minute time frame chart, we can see this does have a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. Price is above the top of the profile out there. So again, back to the daily, there should be more, at least rally or counter trend rally. You're looking for price to get above that oscillator and change line. Currently, that's at 198.80 or so out there, and you're at 199.02 actually in price. So everything is looking pretty good for Paylocity. Hopefully, you get that move up to the 218.51 level. So Hector and Patty, thanks so much for writing in, and have a wonderful Wednesday. Next question coming in from I'm not sure who. George. Thank you, George. And your text is so small, Stevie's got to try to expand this out so I can read this. Okay. I bought SB. What does your analysis show? It will go where it will go in the next few weeks. Seems like it wants to go to 336 to 369 if we get more volume. Thanks, George, and Tampa, and happy holidays to you as well. So SB is a bulk carrier. Let's go take a look at its chart out here. Having a wonderful day. So what we do know is George is partying, and you've got a big wide-ranging bar, George, that is taking out TD9 count breakdown resistance. So Safe Bulkers formed a TD9 count bottom. They confirmed that pattern on December the 8th. It confirmed that pattern. Now, confirmed a TD9 count top. It did that on November the 16th. That took price back towards its breakout level of 257. You're asking me where is price headed to now? Typically, when you close above one breakdown area, which is 298, you go to the next. Where's the next? The next at 330. You're saying, or you're thinking that this could get to the 336, 369. So you and I think we're in agreement here that 330 is the likely next target. However, you may get a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern this week. The B point was that week of November 14th, right there where it's a shooting star. And to close above that shooting star, by the way, that high out there on that shooting star, 313. We're at 314 right now. If price closes above 314 on a weekly basis, does with more than 6.2 million shares, you're at 2.5 right now, then you'd have a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside. If we draw that pattern in, now it can still, even if it closes above that swing point, does it without the volume, it can still become an A to B equals CD pattern. We just think that it is more likely to be a confirmed A to B equals CD when it passes with volume. Well, A to B equals CD would get you up to about the 340 level. So we got 330, 340, and then above that 369 on the weekly chart, the weekly TD9 count breakdown level out there. I don't have a bottom signal on the monthly. That's okay. We've got I haven't really even checked out the daily. It doesn't matter because on the the weekly chart for a bottom pattern, it doesn't really matter because right now we are trading right into resistance, that shooting star from November 18th. You're above yesterday's high. You're above a bearish structured profile. This looks pretty good. Of course, you'll need, additional confirmation. So that additional confirmation, what you'd really like to see today, to George, to answer that question, you'd love to see it close above 314. That is your resistance level. If you get that, then I think that 330 area is where price is likely headed to. Seems like you got this nailed. You don't need Stevie. And congratulations to you. And again, happy holidays. The Golf Guy writes in. The Golf Guy says, if time today, can you check Fortinet, FTNT? So we can. Let's go. Let's get those charts here fired up. FTNT. My apology for that sniffle. I didn't have a choice. So the Golf Guy wants to take, what did you want to take? Look at JetBlue. No. Oh, that was yesterday, JetBlue. Okay, I took care of you on JetBlue, sent you those charts. So Fortinet out here. As we take a look at it, you're saying on this crazy up market day, it went down this morning at 47.8. Saw no news in it, though. How very nice, up a couple of bucks. It's actually down 74 cents, as we see, 79 cents today, down 1.5%. But what you do have is a nice bullish hammer candle. So this looks like it's testing a prior swing point. So let's do this here. FTNT, because it's going to be easier for you to see the volume. FTNT, as soon as I can spell. We're going to go ahead and change over, Golf Guy, and take a look at the black background screen. It's just easier for me to do that, easier for you as well. So let's expand out the daily time frame. And it appears that the swing point has been tagged. Let's go find out for sure. Yes, it has. That swing point was on the trading day of November 3rd. That swing point out there, big volume day. That volume day out here, which is being tested and now is being rejected, would be a bullish sign for you. So the volume there was 17 million shares. 17 million shares. You've done 3.3 million in 2 hours. 3.5, let's call it. So that would be 7. That'd be 10.5 maybe. So you're really light on volume. You're going to get a test and rejection of a swing point on lighter volume. That was at 47.34. If you can't bust them down, price will try to bust them up. What does that mean? That would mean that price is going to try, at least I would say, for its previous swing point. That previous swing point is in the range of 53.81 to 56.71. Does it matter if this ends up being a bullish hammer candle at day's end? You'd love that. But it doesn't have to be. You just need a rejection of 47.34. And, of course, you'd like to see it close above the top of its profile, which is 48.88. Now, where price will likely head to, I gave you the range on that swing point from December 13th. But now we take a look at the white background charts. Give me a moment here. Wait a minute. Oh, I didn't hit the right button. Back to the black background charts. Here's the swing point. Here's the trading session. High volume day, November 3rd. Price pulled back. Tested and rejected that. You're above the top of its profile, 48.88. Again, that's a positive thing. Now, if we go switch back and take a look at the white background charts, your next battleground to the upside, assuming that it holds 48.88 would be the first thing that it really needs to hold, is going to be its red oscillator and change line. So Golf Guy, you're looking at potential target around 51.80. That number is going to change up and down as price moves up and down, but that gives you your target area for a further move higher in Fortinet. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the opening call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. So let's go take a look at a couple of requests that have come out here. This one is from Flip inside the Tiger's Den. And Flip wants to take a look at the energy sector, the XLE. As we take a look at the XLE, what we see out here is a Gartley buy pattern. When I take a look at the Gartley buy, so first this formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top, does it with that bearish shooting star that occurred on November 14th. That then set up an A to B equals CD to the downside. Here's your A to B point, and then we're just going to simply move that over to the C point. This made more than a 1-to-1, A to B equals CD. Again, we didn't get the first bullish reversal candle to confirm that bottom until the trading session of December 12th. But that was your confirmation of a Gartley buy pattern. A Gartley buy pattern requires a move, in this case here, a significant move off of the lows that took place with bar number 8 of a TD9 count on September 26. Makes that Rhodes momentum indicator top. You get an A to B equals CD. That's retracing a portion of that big move. That qualifies as a Gartley buy pattern. Today we have price gapping to the upside. We don't actually have a gap because the low is has at least touched yesterday's high out there. But price did gap up from yesterday's close, really was what I'm trying to say. The key level out here, Flip, is that you want to see price close above the red oscillator and change line. The red oscillator and change line is currently at 86.15. If it closes above that, odds favor a further rally. That further rally would take it back to the most recent swing point from December 14th, 87.36, and a close above that would then signal move to 89.06. You got wave number 7. Looks like up here is a top on the weekly basis, but price finding support at the top of the profile. That's bullish. There's still a TD9 count top that's in play on the monthly chart. What's needed on a monthly chart out here, Flip, is a close above on a monthly basis, 93.31. If we get that, then that's going to be a signal that the XLE is ready to make its next gigantic move to the upside. We don't have that just yet. Right now, we really have a neutral signal on a monthly chart, a topping pattern, price above the green oscillator and change line, price above the top of its profile. Overall, its signal is neutral. So the daily's got a nice buy the D point pattern. As far as any other issues that we have intraday on a 30-minute time frame chart, Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, Price should go target that 87.10 level. That is the 30-minute TD9 count breakdown area. Energy sector looks pretty good. Needs to still prove itself to us out there, and that would help with the close above that oscillator and change line. So I hope that helps you out. That was the first quarter that you deposited. The second quarter was for Tesla. And Tesla still has that gigantic A to B equals CD to the downside pattern. That price point objective for Tesla, I'm just going to look that up. It should pop up on my other system right away, is at the 107.03 level. If we take a look at Tesla on a daily time frame, it formed a TD9 count bottom 2 days ago. It was negated yesterday. When a TD9 count gets negated immediately, it tells you about a strong momentum move to the downside. That's the message of the daily time frame. Not shown out here is the A to B equals CD pattern. Maybe I've got it shown on the weekly chart. Yeah, there we go. So here on the weekly chart, that's what gets us down into that price projection level of about 107.03. If we look at a weekly time frame, again on the A to B equals CD pattern, you wait for a bullish reversal candle. So even though I've given you that as a price objective, that does not mean put your order in to be filled at 107.03. I mean, you can. And best of luck to you if you do that. Instead, I'd suggest waiting for, well, really, because you've got a weekly A to B equals CD pattern, some kind of confirmation on the daily time frame. Right now, as we take a look at Tesla, I don't care whether he's the CEO of Twitter or not. It really doesn't matter. It's not going to change the direction of price at this stage here. It's likely going to go ahead and complete the pattern. Now, look, the 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD to the downside inside of Tesla would get you down to the $50 level out there. We're not making that call, although it's not out of question. Why is it not out of question, Stevie? Well, if you take a look at the breakout level on a monthly time frame chart, that price point is $56.94. So Tesla stock still definitely in the hands of sellers out there. That was the proof that we got yesterday. If something changes, we'll come back and take a look at it. But right now, as we take a look at it, flip lower price, at least the 107 area inside of Tesla. So I hope that helps you out. And thanks so much for the request. John wants to take a look at the 30-year Treasury, I believe. So let's get the 30-year Treasury fired up here on our screens. If you give me a moment. So we are into the March contract out there. And John is short. Well, you're short TLT. So you're short bonds. So as opposed to just looking at TLT, I'd really rather give you more of a play-by-play. And the way that I can do that is to provide you with what's going on the intraday time frame signals out here. Knows my recollections, being short, makes sense. At least it makes sense to Stevie. Why does it make sense to Stevie? Because we got a nice confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator top 3 sessions ago. I believe that was on Monday when there was a bear sash candle that formed out there. So now as we take a look at the 30-year Treasury, and I've got different sets of profiles for my different systems out here, unfortunately. On the Ninja Trader system, we can see that price is below the bottom of its profile. Actually, we do. Now we have the same profiles. Okay, I believe we have the same profiles. In either event, price is below the bottom of its profile. The price target for the 30-year Treasury is all the way down at 119.25. 119.25 is a TD9 count breakout area. That's the daily time frame. What do we have on a 5-hour time frame chart? I don't have any kind of sign of a bottom out there. That would suggest lower price. I don't have any sign of a bottom on a 240-minute chart, nor do I have one on the 120. The 60-minute chart did form a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern, but that shows us that price is likely going to target head lower and maybe get to the bottom of its current profile out here. That's what it's testing right now. Let's see, what do we have on a 30-minute time frame chart? We got a potential 15 minutes. So 128, even Steven, is the level that I would watch. I would say that if you see a close below, that's the 15 coming from the 15-minute time frame, which may form a TD9 count by 12 noon or 12:15 out there. It just needs to spike below 128, even Steven. But overall, when we take a look at the 30-year Treasury charts out here, they're suggesting lower price. Now, I will go switch over and take a look at TLT for you. But just for me, it was better to take a look at that. Let's put up the TLT charts here as soon as we can get to the tab to do that. TLT. And just see if there's any additional information for you to at least identify as potential targets. But really, I get that information off of the 30-year Treasury, although the TLT is a blended list of instruments that are in there. So we just use the 30-year Treasury to typically provide us with the best information here. On the TLT, it doesn't show us a Rhodes momentum indicator top like the 30-year did. It does show wave number 7, though. So, okay, it's got a topping signal. Right now, price is below, looks like day number 2, below the bottom of its profile, 103.86. This suggests that price may want to tag its breakout level, which is all the way down at 96.64. Other support, potential support in TLT, would show up at 102.07. That is the top of its weekly profile. So I hope that helps you out, John, and Flip as well, with regard to your requests. Let me see with, we do have one that has come in from Mimi. Mimi writes in, says, please comment on J.P. Morgan. I was just in the J.P. Morgan library a couple of weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I think probably was on a Friday. 3 weeks ago, this coming Friday out there. That was actually my first time inside that library. I will go back. He's got books there from the beginning of time, from the beginning of mankind out there, from the days of Mesopotamia. You're talking 5,000 years old. They're very cool books. He's got absolutely the largest collection, must have the largest collection of Bibles from all different countries. Very cool library. Very, very cool library. But we'll take a look at J.P. Morgan, Mimi, as soon as we get back from this break. Trade out at 132.50. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years, with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at the stock chart for J.P. Morgan. JPM's the ticker symbol for Mimi. Mimi's question is, where is it headed to? The answer, pretty simple, Mimi. It's headed to 134.08. Now, the reason that I conclude that is, one, today you're getting a confirmed. So you had a little gap to the upside today. Very small gap. Doesn't matter. It's still a gap. That is a bullish reversal candle. That's confirming the buy the D point pattern. So it completed an A to B equals CD pattern. You're getting a confirmation of that, creating a Gartley buy pattern. Price is trading above the top of its daily profile. The top of that profile is 131.02. That then suggests to me that what price should then go target is that daily oscillator and change line, which is green. And that's at 134.07. Now that price is going to go up and down as price moves up and down, may even gone down a point or two, a penny or two, since we first just took a look at it. If price can clear the oscillator and change line, Mimi, then you should make its way up towards this most recent high out there. But what I would do is I'd say it's probably the 136.23 level, which would be the top of the weekly profile. So JP Morgan should continue to move higher out there. Hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. The last question coming in from the Tigers Den from SNP, who wants to take a look at DocuSign. If we take a look at DocuSign, it is trading above the top of its daily profile. That's at 53.26. The top of its oscillator and change line, which is below that level, that says we've got bullish conditions. Price should go target 62.75. The real target would be, or resistance level would be the high from December 14th, and that is in the 61.90 level out there. So it looks good, and it should continue to move higher. On a weekly time frame chart, you've got a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. We know we've got resistance at the top of its weekly profile. That's at 59.80. A close above that would get you 67.35. And on a monthly chart, DocuSign pulls all the way back to its breakout area, 45.52. No bottom pattern, but oftentimes a bottom can form when price just gets back to its breakout area. So that's what the charts are telling us today, folks, at this stage of the game here with about 4 or 5 seconds left to go. That 30-minute chart for the ES Mini is going to complete a TD9 count pattern in the next 4 minutes. That would suggest that we should see a pullback to about 38.92. That's its green oscillator and change line. If it can hold 38.92 and bounces off of that, well, then that should be the pullback for the afternoon, and price should continue to motor on. If price closes below that, well, we should see a further retracement. Folks, stay tuned for great programming. I'll see you on Terrific Thursday. Please have a wonderful Wednesday.